Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Denali Smith, what's up, man? Terrell W in the building. What's going on, man? Hope y'all well. Andy Gill in the building. We got 3 people in here so far. Sorry I had to miss yesterday, man. I had to miss yesterday. Sorry about that, man. But looks like we got a fight, huh? Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Really? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But we'll wait for Cass to come on through. Hey, man, just get rid of that shit. You're fine, bro. All right, man. Andy Gill, what up, man? I just put this notification up, so it's going to take a couple minutes for Cass to come on. What's going on, Antonio Shia in the building? What's going on, man? Trim Wilfiner, what's going on, man? How you feeling this morning? What up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, what's good, what's good? E. Schnooty in the building. What's going on, man? E. Schnooty, what's happening? Gabe Toss, good morning. Frank Franklin in the building. What's up, man? Fanon Best on YouTube. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm working, man. I'm working. What's going on, Jay Henderson? How you feeling, man? What's good? Said Rising to you, Martin. A salute to the chat, man. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. David Tassane, what's up, man? How you feeling, sir? We're going to be on here for about an hour and a half this morning. So I'm going to put the link in the chat, man. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I want to talk about this Brian Norman, Devin Haney fight, man. I'll believe that shit when I see it. However, if it happens, I will be excited for that fight. I'll be very excited for Brian Norman Jr. if Devin Haney is actually going to fight Brian Norman Jr. I would be very, very excited for Brian Norman Jr. But I believe that shit. I don't believe it. Just to tell you the truth, because because I was listening to somebody sent me a clip. What's up, Rich L? I'm gonna wait for y'all, man. I'm not gonna keep cooking until y'all get in the building, man. Man, I can't wait for these fights, man. Troy, it's always a pleasure to listen to the great Fanon in chat. God bless. We working. You know we are. This is a grinded out day. I'm telling you, man, this year for me has been grinding, bro. Yeah, what's up, Fanon? What's up, bro? What's up, Roy Jefferson? Man, they had Bill Haney trying to bring Rollo back out. Man, he's sleeping, Haney. Yeah, man. Like, dude, look, man, you don't want that fight, man. Devin don't want that fight, man. But I hope they get that fight. And honestly, man, that's why I was holding off. Bro. Jay Mills said, thank you, bro. Jay Mills said, Lil Debbie will never fight that man, but I would love to see Devin get that ass whooped. Respect. Yeah. Man, I love to see that fight. I hope they make that fight, man. David's is saying, he said, I really don't believe both sides want that smoke. No, dude. I'm telling you, I believe that Brian Norman Jr. would want that fight. Brian Norman Jr. would be nuts if Brian Norman didn't take that fight. That's the perfect fight for Brian Norman. And quiet as kept, it's the perfect fight for Devin Haney. If he can get the fight. You know what I'm saying? If he can get the fight, then that's a great fight. I love the fight. And Bill Haney's Bill Haney's desperate attempt for attention, his desperate attempt for attention can pay off. Because hey, man, it's not a pay-per-view fight, but hey, man, I like it, though. But I don't think Bill really wants that fight. Bill said, what did they say? Brian Norman Jr. said that shout out to Tay Jones, man. I don't know if Tay listens to my channel anymore because, man, I had a fallout, because I had a fallout with a lot of guys in the LDBC, man. But Tay Jones is a stand-up dude, man. That's a stand-up, straight up and down stand-up guy right there, Tay Jones. So if Brian Norman said he was waiting on the winner of Pacquiao Barrios for a unification, he'll be waiting forever, Phoenix. He'll be waiting forever for a unification fight for Pacquiao and Barrios. Forever. Brian Norman is not going to get a Manny Pacquiao fight. But he may get a Barrios fight, though, because they be putting, hey, man, who knows? David is saying that Brian Norman was waiting on the Barrio Pac-Man results. That's why I don't believe both sides. Brian Norman never wanted for boots. Why is he going to wait for this fight? Well, look, man, God dang it, man. We live in this age called, I think I need to write a note down. Let me write this note down. We live in the age of punk ass dudes. The age of bitch ass ninjas. that's the age that we live in. So there's a whole bunch of nonsense these guys are doing. Let me put the link in the chat, man. So y'all give me your thoughts if you want. Thank you for supporting the chat today, man. For real, man. Thank you. I'm telling you, man, it's the age of bitch ass niggas. Is what it is. This is the softest shit. These days they just soft, bro. Flat all around soft, bro. And Bill is, I can't believe somebody in my age group, you know, AARP age, like Bill Haney is behind us. Yeah, there's punk ass dudes, man. Yeah, I'll change the punk ass dudes. That's more universal. Norman Sr. just announced that the contract has been signed to fight Haney and the money has been agreed to. Brian Norman said last night, verbal agreement with Devin for November. Now the contract has been signed to fight Haney. Great. Great. Good job. Out of the frying pan into the fire for both of these guys. I love it. This is a fight that I will take for sure. Norman Sr. just announced that the contract has been signed to fight Haney and the money has been agreed to. Bill Haney, that man done got you. Woo! Is this the end for Haney? Not if he beats Brian Norman. I mean, it's a calculated decision. Brian Norman Jr. doesn't have as much experience as Devin. I got to see your face, bro. It says Brian Norman. I got to see your face, bro. You're not going to show me, nah, bro. You're not going to show me no penises. You're not going to do no. All right, there you go. I got the real Brian Norman. What up, man? I had to see your face, dog, because I was like, somebody going to come up, show they Johnson or some shit, man.
No, man. You ain't know that, man. If you see my name,
you got him.
If you see my name in the chat, it's me. Anybody see my name out there, it's me. No, man, let me get that cleared up. Even the one who just said I announced the contract is signed. No, what we are saying is the terms are agreed to. Everybody's agreed on both sides. There is that's why, you know, I hate that, you know, some of the people get out there and they confuse the fans and they get in the business. Like, y'all gotta understand, this is what people do. You know what I'm saying? Contract. You say you're a lawyer. You remember we went over this before.
Yeah. You froze, Brian. You froze. You froze up. We'll wait for Brian to realize you froze.
My bad. Can you hear me?
Now you good. Yeah, you good now. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. You there? Yeah, you keep freezing up. I guess you got to go to another little area. What up, Phoenix?
Yo, what's good with?
Chilling, just talking to the champ.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Hey, by the way, man, let me say first and foremost, congratulations on that shit in Japan, dog. That was fucking gorgeous, bro. That knockout was gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my boy. A bad boy, man. Y'all proving he a bad boy, and he gonna continue to prove he a bad boy. Simple as that. But listen, I want to clear that up. I hate when fake news and stuff started, getting muddled. That's what happened before, and everybody's still screaming this and that. Nobody knows what's going on. With a contract, there's a whole lot of verbal initially. Even with Canelo and Canelo-Crawford, I doubt a contract is signed right now. People don't even understand that. The terms are agreed upon right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I doubt a contract is signed. So sign the contract. Shut y'all dumbass up. Stop it. Stop listening to these people. Stop listening to these people who don't know what the hell they talking about. Canelo-Crawford and Canelo, I guarantee you right now, have not signed a contract right now. Sometimes those contracts are signed very, very late because you have to iron out every single detail. Every detail, and it's very tedious. If you say you're a lawyer, you know how tedious that is. They want at least scratch outs, write in initials as possible. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about because you know what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers, they don't know what the hell going
See,
on.
what it does is this, bro. This is what he's saying. You agree to the terms and you get, okay, this is how much money, this is when, this is where, this is how. And then you go to your attorney, then your attorneys work on all kind of shit. They work on shit like force majeure. They work on kind of shit like what happens if somebody misses wage. You got to do all those different small details that you still have to go through. Yeah.
Thank you. Please tell the people, stop talking about contracts. Stop it. You don't know shit about contracts. Stop. Stop it, please. Just stop. Even for the supporters, just stop. Chill out. Let it play out. Let it do what it's gonna do. Everything is agreed upon. It is what it is. The money agreed upon. The place, the month is agreed upon. There's nothing to sign yet. There's nothing to sign.
Appreciate that, bro, because that's usually how that happens.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I seen it in the chat, and I was like, bro, let me just go in here real quick and clear that up because I know how people get stuff mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
That's what it is, man. But if anybody got any questions, I'm here to answer. If not, I'm gonna go back to listening as a listener like I do. I tell you to come on, y'all listen to you, whatever the case may be.
I appreciate it. Because
Yeah,
I'm about to be on your bandwagon, dog. I'm telling you right now.
Now you go
fight, bro. I need to see that fight, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, it's simple as this. It's simple as this. I keep telling people we're breaking them down one at a time, and what they're not realizing that they're doing is they're moving the goalposts. For example, we had a prior fight that we were supposed to be talking about, and their prior fight, I guess they're forgetting what their arguments was. Some of the arguments was we're not worth this. I said, well, yes, we are. The fight is worth this. Well, we came back and we showed we were worth that and what the fight is worth by getting that same thing from somebody else. You get what I'm saying? You come back with a Devin Haney situation. Is it going to be more? It damn sure ain't going to be less. You feel what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And that's not even the unification bout. So, time after time after time. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to keep proving what we say. We're going to keep standing on 10. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep building our name, building our brand. You feel what I'm saying? Whenever they want their favorite fight, whenever they want to stop pressing us about all the hard questions that we continue to answer and everything else and start to press their guys and force them to answer, then maybe we can get somewhere. But right now, you only got one side telling you the whole truth. That's it.
That makes sense. Phoenix, you got something for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say that I'm looking forward to that fight. I hope it goes down so Devin Haney can get smacked again and get him up out of boxing. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey,
please. I see what you said about him stepping over Devin at the smack. Like I got to see that. Like Allen Iverson did Tyronn Lue.
Right. I'm going to say this. I'm not on the Devin hate train. That's first of all. I'm not on the Devin hate train. I've never been on the Devin hate train. Just, shout out to everybody. Y'all feel how y'all feel about how you feel. That's your personal opinion. I personally am, a father first, and I always respected Devin and Bill for their father-son relationship dynamics and where he got him at. But this is the fight game. This is the game of fighting, and we got to take him out. I mean, be Norm the Storm is the assassin first. Target acquired, target will be eliminated. That's what we're doing first. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel you. I like y'all though, cause like y'all is authentic and like y'all ain't doing this whole tear the fighters down thing that they like to be doing. So that's the part for me where it's like, yeah, I can rock with you guys, cause like authenticity go a long way.
I agree with you, man. And no, we're not trying to tie down any fighters. Any fighter that get in that range, like we're having with Jen Sasaki, and he hit his head, that could have been, that could have been very tragic. We seen another guy get punched in the back of the head and come out with a worse, with a more severe outcome. So, I mean, they get in the ring, they put their lives on the line, they put their health on the line, they put their livelihood on the line. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect real fighters. I don't like fighters who get in there playing with boxing, but if you get in there, you give a valiant effort, now you got all the respect in the world from me.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Right. We good? Everything good? Everybody straight? No questions? Straight?
Everybody good. If you in the audience, somebody will come back and ask. But I appreciate that, man. So we'll get there. But this title is right though. Brian Norman versus Devin Haney is verbally agreed.
Absolutely.
That part is cool. So that is true. It's not a contract sign, Wayne, because that's not going to happen until that shit is
For a
all
long time. For a long time, right?
yeah,
Right.
until it's all set. And they got the
Right.
venue, they got everything ready. They know the network, you know everything.
Exactly. There
when
you
turn it
go.
up.
Now
Yeah.
we're talking. So please, keep this not just for this fight, for every fight. Stop that contract talk shit. Stop. They sent them a contract. They turned down. No, the fuck we did. Shut up.
Man, they don't even know. Like seriously, man. I've been talking about that shit for at least 3 years. First of all, just because somebody sends you something, that ain't a contract. That's an offer.
It's an offer. And it's not even sent. Like they might send an email. It's an
Yeah.
email. Hey, would you be interested? It's talks first. Like,
Yeah,
why
for
would
sure.
you take the time to go through your lawyers to draw up a contract that a person is going to turn down? Why would you keep doing it? That take time and money to do that. Who wants to do that? When I can call you
$400 an hour.
Right. So you're like, hey, bro, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested? Anytime they ask us, will we be interested in any fight? Let me say this. Anytime we was ever asked, will we be interested in any fight? We was asked, will we be interested in staying Jonas? Yes. Well, that was before, that was right in May. That was right after May, early June. Would you be interested in Tio? Yes. Would you be interested in Jerron Ennis? Yes. Would you be interested in what we got before? Even back before that, I don't know if y'all remember Rancis Bartholomew. We've said we've said yes to so many people, and then nothing ever came out of it. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
anytime anybody ever asks us would we be interested in the fight, the answer has always been yes. That's the real deal.
Okay.
So
yeah, it makes sense to me, brother.
All right, man. I'll catch you later on, man. I'll be in the chat.
Oh, for sure. That's one.
Okay. All right.
All right, get back. Oops, sorry, Phoenix. Hey, yeah, Phoenix. Hey, look, man, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I feel like I'm in a good place in life right now, man. Thank you for calling in Brian Norman Sr. So that was the father of Brian Norman Jr., who is the WBO welterweight champion of the world, who I definitely am glad that they've agreed verbally. But there is a big difference between the two. What's on your mind, Phoenix? I need some help.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that he came up to clear that up for people because, man, like, people is acting like people just got, a contract template and you just pull that up out of Microsoft Word, send that out immediately. And it's like, hey, it's all good. Like,
no, it'll happen,
man. Like,
you'll fuck around and get in a net. If you do a contract too quick, you'll fuck around and get paid net profit.
I know, right?
You fuck around and get paid net profit.
Or if you accidentally put the wrong names on there, might not get paid at all.
Something like William Haney, like when he said his name was William. Bro,
like, so man.
Cats really think that if you do that's going to get you out of a contract if you misspell your name. No way. No way. You purposely, intentionally misspell your name, dog. Get out of here, man. They do use some of the same information when they change the main components. Look, the Cardenas, no, seriously. The contract, you're talking about the documentation, the final documentation of the agreement in totality. That's what I tried to explain with that term sheet, right? And I go through it like a term sheet or an email. Just say, look, these are the things that we want, that we know we want. I want to get paid this amount of money. The fight's going to be at this weight class. We're going to try to do it in this month. Okay, cool. We agreed all of that. Okay, we agree. Now we're going to send that to the lawyers and they're going to draft the agreement and they're going to do their back and forth. And the television networks got to get involved. Everybody else got to get involved. So, yeah, what Brian Norman is true. And he just wants to get rid of the verbiage of sign the contract because at this stage, there's nothing to sign. But that's something that Bill Haney was throwing around and Devin Haney was throwing around. Sign the contract, sign the contract. Oh, shut up and sign the contract. There's no contract to sign, Devin. What am I supposed to sign? There's nothing to sign, Anyway, yeah, though, I like that, though. Yeah, he's 100% right about that.
Yeah, but then also, Allegiant Stadium is still not updated the events. So that's see the thing that's bothering me about that situation for Bud and Canelo is like looking at event calendars. T-Mobile Arena is available on that day. As of I think last night, they don't got nothing on their schedule for that day. I seen MGM Grand, they got like a concert going on that day. So my whole thing is like, why are they out there trying to force two football teams and an arena to go ahead and switch things up for them. I try to put them in the hot seat. Like, I feel like if they came out and say it, and everybody's talking about it in the media and all this and that, maybe that's going to be enough to pressure them into going ahead and saying, okay, y'all can use the arena that day. So, like, unless they're going to have a late fight, but then, like, thinking about it, it's like, okay, if they want to do a fight after the football game, then when's it going to take place? Like, how late? Because, one, they're going to have to get all the people who's watching the football game out. A lot of people who's coming in for the fight is coming in. They're going to have to go ahead and rearrange everything and set it up for the boxing match. So it's like, what time are they thinking about actually putting that on if they're going to try to do it the same day and ain't nothing moved? You know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's just a whole bunch of weird stuff that's going on. And,
well, look, just so you know, bro, I went to Vivid Seats, which is obviously like a resale, and for the events at Allegiant Stadium, and it's not listed there. Saturday, August 16th. Oh, no, I'm sorry, September. We're looking at September, right?
Yeah, September 13th.
Yeah, September 13th. You have what is this shit? Okay, on the 13th is Idaho State Bengals versus UNLV Rebels. It's still listed for Saturday and said 2% of tickets left. And so it's not listed for Allegiant Stadium. These guys are just really bad. They're very bad organizing, man.
You know what's crazy though?
But you know what? Watch this shit though. Fahim Sator said, Fanon, that fight is happening in Saudi. Watch. Now let me tell you something, man. If that fight winds up being in Saudi, then Canelo Alvarez should know that Turki Al-Sheikh manipulated him the entire time. Just to let you know, if it winds up being in Saudi Arabia, then I will know that Turki Al-Sheikh misled Canelo Alvarez. He just pimped Canelo Alvarez if that fight's in Saudi Arabia, because Canelo said, no, this fight's going to be in Vegas. So Canelo will have not had his Cinco de Mayo nor Mexican Independence Day for Mexicans to see him fight. And the whole time he's trying to plan this, it's going to be at Allegiant Stadium. It's going to be Allegiant Stadium. But they announced the fight. They still don't have a venue. We're going to work it out. We're going to get the football game to move. You're going to get UNLV and Idaho. Let me think about this. When you talk about contracts, right? You also have in the people involved in moving that game, right? Do you know who it is? What conference are they in? What conference is UNLV in? Whatever conference they're in. They set their schedule, and they also, they set their schedule. They have those things planned out, and those guys make a ton of money in all of those games. But you also have to worry about the fact that, like, if you move it, it's no longer a home game. They have a certain number of home games they're supposed to have. This is their home game where they have an advantage. You're going to move them out of their home arena and make them fight. You're going to literally take away one road game. You're going to add a road game for them and take away a home game from them. They're going to have to go to the US. They're going to have to get approval for that from the conference and from the NCAA. They'd have to go through all of that in order to move that game and have a road game, an extra road game. Because isn't that giving them an extra road game?
Most likely, and wouldn't that affect Idaho too? Because Idaho, they the ones who's supposed to come out, and they selling their own tickets as well.
Yeah, and they already got all of their flights, all of their hotels, they've been game planning. Man, that's crazy. And
then you got the people who bought season tickets.
Season ticket? Oh, yeah. It's over. I forgot they have season ticket holders.
Yeah, so all that stuff. And, the crazy part is StubHub still got both them events listed. They got the football game for 1 p.m. and then Canelo and Buzz for 5 p.m. is what they got listed on StubHub. But it don't show up. Yeah,
that's impossible. The game won't be over till 4.
Exactly.
The game won't be over till 4, and the people won't be out of there. And that's if it doesn't go to overtime.
Exactly. And then they got to worry about the people getting out and then rearranging the stadium and the seating and setting up the boxing ring and all that too. Like, come on. Like, how, man,
that's some crazy shit though. Like, just think about how unreliable you have to be to think that you're gonna move. Man, okay, what if it was USC? You think you're gonna move USC's football game? Like,
oh no,
man,
you ain't getting the Trojans out of there, nah.
Hell no, dude. People live and die by college football. College football is way more popular than boxing is. College football is way more popular than boxing is. The UNLV is more popular than Canelo Alvarez is. Come on, man. Like, you're going to make logistically, that's impossible. I'm telling you, the logistics is terrible. But Turkey Al-Sheikh is not a logistics person. It's not his expertise. Obviously, logistics is not his expertise. Crazy.
I mean, his policy is, you got it, I want it. So,
I mean, they got rabid fans. I mean, NFL college football got rabid fans. They got people that like live and die with that team for their entire life. You know,
exactly. Like it was. I seen it like for the first time, like crazy, when I was living in Oklahoma, because they got OU and OSU. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma Sooners, man. And then like seeing like fans of both of them at the same school, and people be beefing. Like, so there's people on our football team who couldn't get along with each other because some people was fans of one and some was fans of the other. So we have people like, nah, I ain't taking this block for you, and you're gonna eat that tackle. Like,
yeah,
it was starting beef. So I'm just like, man, you see the way they be behaving. Like, should their team wins and everybody go crazy when they win the championship? They be downtown flipping over cop cars, climbing up the sides of buildings and all this and that. Like, bro, and talking, and not just that, but the revenue that they bring in for Vegas. Hey, man, damn well Turkey ain't gonna match that.
I heard Turkey's going to try to cancel. Turkey's going to try to cancel try to have it with the Alabama Crimson Tide. He wants to go he wants to kick Alabama out. They want to kick Alabama out of their football game. Man, you're out of your mind. That's like, dude. Hey, Turkey, if you're listening, Turkey, just in case so you know this, college football is like the World Cup. That's how crazy these people get about college football. Just think the United States version of the World Cup, but it's just football. We have more than pro football. I think what's more popular, college football or pro football? What makes more money?
Hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm not sure which one. Man, I would almost say college football.
I think college football because it's close. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
It's close, bro.
The only thing is the Super Bowl. I don't know how the Super Bowl compared to the finals in college football. That's the only thing I don't know.
It took them a long time for them to get to that series. Because how long they just been doing the series though, right? That started 10 years ago or something?
I think I stopped following college football after a minute. I think.
Well, I'll tell you this for sure. I'm going to tell you this for sure. Man, don't know. You better not try to fucking move the Alabama Crimson Tide's football game to make Terrence Crawford happy so you can hold hands with him. Okay?
Man.
Nobody care about it. Like, I mean, seriously, dude's like, I'm going to pay for everything and kick everybody out. like I'm going to kick all of the college football. I'm going to kick them out. Don't worry, I've got $1 billion. I'll pay $1 billion to move that football game.
Of course. Man, it'll be a different type of Crimson Tide out there.
Exactly. There'll be blood in the streets type of thing. That's why because you're fucking up that's what it is. You're playing with people's leisure, man. You're playing with people's leisure. Shouldn't play with people's leisure. Monday night games, Sunday night games. Those are big games. I mean, and I don't know. It's just there's so much. The difference between NFL football and college football is that there's so many more teams in college football. So college football is probably bigger because there's just so many teams in college football. When there's how many NFL teams are there? Like 27 or something like that? I can't remember how many.
I thought it was 26. Could be wrong.
Something like that. 20 and how many NBA teams? I used to remember how many NBA teams there were. There's more NBA, that's for sure. Pull Out Bandit said, nah, the NFL is bigger. 32 in the NFL? Okay, 32 in the NFL.
Is it 40 something?
What do you say?
Okay. I thought, what's the number of NBA teams? Isn't that like 40 something?
Nah, 32. They said 32. 32, something like that. But there's a
Okay.
But anyway, if you try to move the Chicago Bulls game for a boxing match, bro, you're gonna piss a lot of people off, bro. Because because they want to see the event, man. They don't care that you paid more money for the event that didn't happen. Like, that's what they want to be. They want, like, let's be so happy because Turkey Al-Sheikh paid enough money to shut my event down. Like, that's,
I know, right?
You know, like, that's supposed to endear me to you because you spent so much money that you could shut my fight down. Like, you're just being a dickhead. It's like everybody wants to go to dinner at a restaurant. Turkey hears, oh, they're going to eat dinner at the restaurant. Oh, I'll buy out the restaurant. Hey, I'm going to buy out the restaurant so nobody can eat but me and you. But they wanted to go there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. Look what his ass did. I'll just buy the fight so we can all sit down and hold hands with the ring card boys and watch Devin fight Jose Pedraza. Like it's just, I don't think there's any real rhythm and rhyme behind what Turkey Al-Sheikh's doing, other than that he's just there to have his ego stroked 24 hours and whatever else he wants stroked from these niggas.
I blame crack.
You blame crack? You blame right. Who was it that blamed Bill? I think that's Dean blamed Bill for everything. Oh, and Burton said, "Oh yeah, let's not forget about this." They said, "Martin, you have tailgate going on too, and that's some other shit. You got all the money, all the bars, all the drinks, all the people that are coming there, and you just want to have your own little boo-boo party? Man, get out of here."
Hey, they might not even have to worry about the stadium or anything because them fans will run them up out of there. Them football fans, they something else. They something else.
College, they say, like Camp 11 said, those college fans not having that. The world's biggest entertainers have their concerts around those games. Nobody give a damn about Canelo and Crawford, bro. So basically, this is what's going to happen according to Fahim Couture. Turkey Al-Sheikh is a liar, and Turkey Al-Sheikh know damn well that he's not going to have that fight that date. But Canelo, who's not American, is gullible and probably believed it and said, "Oh, we got it done. Yeah, we got it done. Don't worry about it, Canelo. We're going to move the UNLV game." Yeah, just tell Canelo that shit. Just keep telling him that. Keep telling him it. But guess what? When we get all the way up to the fight, he's going to have to fight. He can't pull out of the fight because he doesn't like the location. Or can he?
Oh, wait. But that was the thing, like what Brian Norman Sr. was saying, like, hey, what if Canelo and Crawford, they ain't signed it yet because they're still ironing everything out?
Yeah, but here's just because you don't have
Canelo still get out that way.
Yeah, let me say, I'm hesitant to say it, but let me put it this way: if can Canelo get, as long as they have not spent a lot of money in reliance on his promise, and I do believe this is where I need T. Orlando, is the location of the fight a material term to the agreement? Is it something that has to be there in order to establish the contract is legitimate? So I would say that there's a question about it. However, I don't think Canelo wants to spend his life getting sued, because they're definitely going to be trying to do that. You know what I mean? For doing that. So, but no, see, now this makes sense though. Now everything makes sense because, man, yesterday, man, Phoenix, I was so frustrated because I was like, this shit doesn't, usually I can make sense of things. You know what I mean? Usually I can make sense of things. It didn't make sense why he would be moving these dates and all of this. He's just, now I get it. He's just lying to Canelo. He's just lying to Canelo. Canelo wants it in front of his fans in the United States. Turkey probably always wanted it in Saudi Arabia. So Turkey just lies Turkey just lies to Canelo and manipulates Canelo and leads Canelo right to where he wanted to do it. You know, typical bitch shit. That's what people do.
The thing I'm wondering is,
Jeep Red Boy gifted 5 boxing memberships. Man, if you got a membership, which say thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Jeep Red Boy, man. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No, you good. I was just gonna say, like, you know, looking at it, I seen that Richard Schaefer is in Canelo's corner. So, like, for me, it's just like, okay, like, how much was Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman involved, like, with this whole deal going down? Because I'm thinking, like, if Canelo's going to sign that deal, I don't think he would have, like, anybody in his corner that he ain't feel had his back to go ahead and advise him on, yo, this is good for you. Especially, like, if it came down to, like, okay, how many fights are they going to have in America and which ones? Because I think
you breaking up, man. You breaking up. You got to go back about 30 seconds. Yeah, you got to.
Sound good now?
Yeah, you good now.
Okay. So I was saying, like, with this whole situation, I'm wondering, as far as all the different terms they might have had with the location. So we've seen that they had Williams School over there in Saudi. Because I'm thinking, like, Canelo probably wouldn't have signed no deal unless he had people he was confident in advising him and looking over.
Remember who you're dealing with, though.
For you. So, like, that being said, it makes me wonder, like, okay, if Turkey is trying to pull his leg and say, okay, we going to Saudi for this fight. You know, I'm wondering if, you know, Canelo got some type of contingency. Was like, nah, we already talked about this. It's gonna be in America. You know, what are they gonna do to get around that? Because, like, the whole situation been funny from the beginning. Because they done announced the fight like multiple times. They ain't really had no official announcement until recently. Then, you know, they have all these face-offs. They done changed the date twice, I think. They can't decide who the promoter is going to be. First it was TKO. Then they said no, it's going to be Saylor. Now it's back to TKO promoting it. So, like, it's just a whole bunch of mess. You know, it kind of sounds like that mess that, you know, the Haney's trying to be doing. You know, like, just creating a whole bunch of different stories, and then nobody know which one true. And then we just have to wait until they finally get to the time when we see, because it's like nobody's gonna know for sure. Like, I feel this way. Nobody's gonna know for sure what the hell's going on until it gets to that date, and we see whether or not they step in the ring together. Because that's the way it's kind of looking. That we ain't gonna know until it get to that date. But
yeah,
like,
I just think this dude got a bunch of. I think he's just used to being. I just think Turkey Al-Sheikh enjoys cloak and dagger bullshit. Like, there's no reason for you not to know where this fight's going to be. Like, this is very simple shit. Where's the fight going to be? You sold tickets for September 13th on Stub. Somebody went to StubHub, okay, and put those tickets for sale on StubHub. It's not available anywhere else. They put that there, and they had people buying those tickets. That was for a fight that had not been announced. That's manipulating Canelo Alvarez. That's the only thing, because that's something he's manipulating Canelo Alvarez, because he's trying to create a picture of the world that's not true. Canelo can go and see, oh, see, the tickets are sold. We're already selling tickets. Oh, we're already selling tickets. Okay, yeah, we're already selling tickets. Canelo, look, somebody probably told Canelo how many tickets had already been sold for an event that isn't even really at that stadium. Just think about the fact that they put that you could buy tickets on StubHub for a fight that is not even happening on that date.
Well, the other thing on top of that is, like,
that's just lying. That's just lying. Somebody just lied for no good reason, or for a reason, for people to think that fight date is set and it's going to be at Allegiant. You have YouTube channels saying that it was going to be at Allegiant Stadium. That was released as news that it was going to be that, and it's a lie. Who wanted the fight but who was the guy that wanted the fight to be in America? Canelo. Because Canelo said it's not true that we're going to be in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be in America. That's what he said. Terrence don't care. Only person that cares that the fight's in America is Canelo because it's on Mexican Independence Week. And he already fucked over the Mexican fans by having Monster Inoue fight in front of him and him being over there in rehab season. So nah, man, I think that shit is just turkey line to Canelo, man. But anyway, what's your thoughts on it, Dean, or whatever you got on your mind?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Good morning.
It was good.
I'm not in the best mood, y'all. My last grandparent, I had to go to a funeral yesterday. My great grandmother. I want to say this before I speak on that, man. Just cherish the people that's, in your life. And for now, they be talking about the Americans and all that. Well, my great grandmother, her grandmother was full Indian, was here in America. Family been here in America for generations. You know what I mean? My great grandmom, she was half Indian, half black, because my great grandmother, who was full Indian, started messing with my great grandfather, who I guess was coming out of the war or something like that, and they met like in the 1915 or something like that back in the day. So I just wanted to say that. Rest in peace to my grandma. But
rest in peace.
Thank you for now. What I will say is this, though. The reason why I think Fanana has to be in a contract, because one, the revenue could be dictated, because that's an 80,000 seat stadium. The revenue could get dictated by where we put the fight at. And that's going to dictate how you pay Canelo and pay Terrence Crawford. No different than the ring size. It's hard for me to believe that the ring size has to be in a contract, but the venue where that's generating the money don't. That's even harder for me to believe. I would think it'd be easier to switch the ring size at the last minute than the venue. And this the other thing. If he does switch the venue and they already selling tickets, but then they're going to lie and say that it wasn't at Allegiant Stadium, then I think legally you have to still have it in Las Vegas somewhere. Because for now, think about it. People are buying tickets. They're going to buy flights. They're going to buy hotel rooms, stuff that you cannot give them their money back if you wait till the end to announce that it's somewhere else. It don't work like that here in America. And the biggest thing, y'all, has UNLV said that they're canceling their football
Hell
game?
no, they're still selling tickets for that date.
Because think about it, Fanon, you got alumni, you got families of freshmen that's coming in there, you got seniors who's there. This is their last season there. They family members are coming. So people buy season tickets, and Fanon, I think is deeper than that, because the NCAA is not the NFL. The NCAA it has an overseer. So all of these college schedules got something to do with flights, got something to do. It takes place for the other fights, the other football games and stuff like that next week. The only time they really switch football games for non is for like natural disasters and emergencies and stuff.
Absolutely.
Another crazy thing?
Hey, let me show
Another
you.
crazy.
Hold on one second. Let me get this real quick. Just so y'all do know, we're being fair here. I'm being fair. I'm not out here trying to act like this dude is just not telling the truth, but here you go, so you guys can actually see it. This is the stadium. September 6th, November, UNLV Rebels, UCLA. The 13th, UNLV Rebels, Idaho State. September 15th, the Raiders and the Chargers. And then we're on to the Chris Brown concert. So no, bro, that's Allegiant. That is actually Allegiant Stadium. That's Allegiant Stadium's website. See how it says Allegiant Stadium there? How is it there? It's not listed on Allegiant Stadium. They just lying, man. Now, could it be in the contract? Yes, it could be. But that doesn't mean they couldn't be lying to Canelo. That's what I'm saying. I think they're misleading Canelo. Because look, you have to do real investigation in order to realize these tickets ain't really getting sold. You got to go to 3-4 different websites to figure out what's going on, man. Go ahead, Bean.
And pull out Bandit. The ring size is in the contract. That's why they can't get it switched for July 12th because PlayU wouldn't agree to it. And Shiraz. It does have to be in the contract. Everything has to be in the contract for the most part. That's why Brian Norman Sr. said that Canelo and them still, he don't think that they signed it yet because Turkey is trying to figure everything out. It's a reason he said that. Because, like I said, all of the things have to be there for legal reasons. So in case anything happened that is let's say out of the norm, they could go back to what the contract said. So if a guy come in there and the gloves ain't right, but he wind up winning, busted gloves, things like that, all of that type of stuff has to be in the contract for the most point. That's why the part people don't know about boxing, Fanon, is that a lot of the times the fighters don't even sign the contract until everything is figured out. That'd be the last thing that they do sometimes. You just don't know that. Because it's not like Canelo or Gervonta or anybody gonna be like, yeah, yo, I actually officially signed the contract today, a week before the fight. They're not gonna tell you that. So if until UNLV takes that football game off, I don't know what because think about it, Fanon, the Raiders play there too, and that's the beginning of the football season. So it's hard to start switching, and people say, well, it's not the first time they switch venues. Y'all right about that. But then the part you're not under the question is that stuff want to be in a contract? Then you have to rewrite the contract, do all of that stuff all over again.
You hit it on the head, bro. They already have the football team, the parents, the schools, the boosters. They all have their hotel rooms already. They've already got their plane flights. They're already coming there to gamble. You're not kicking out UNLV from their own stadium, nigga. That's their stadium. They have a contract with the stadium for all of their football matches. You think that now that reminds me. You remember what happened with Dana White tried to counter-program the PBC, and they wound up getting kicked out that fucking stadium. This is the second time that shit happened. You remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a while ago. I remember that.
He was talking about they guaranteed the purse for Canelo and all that. I think it was for the Charlo fight.
Yeah.
Or no. Berlanga.
Is the one it was for. Where whatever it was, they wanted to move. They wanted to move the PB. They wanted to have whatever that was, a T-Mobile Arena. And it was going to be it was whatever was the first thing that Dana did with Turkey, right?
Yeah, because T-Mobile Arena,
UFC. It was just UFC shit, though.
Yeah, and T-Mobile Arena, you see it on their website, like in the top right corner. It said like home of the UFC or whatever. Like, but that's the crazy part. T-Mobile Arena, as of last night, they don't got nothing on their calendar for that day. So why the hell don't they have the fight there? MGM Grand, they got a concert that day, and we seen Allegiant Stadium. They still got the football game that day. T-Mobile Arena site showed that they don't got nothing on the 13th. So it's like,
Phoenix, let me say this, Phoenix. They this the other part. People keep trying to compare it to when he switched it with the last Reha season card. The difference is they had that stadium booked, and the stadium they switched it to was in the same city and didn't have nothing booked either. And Turkey got much more control over there. This is America. It don't work like that. It's the same reason, y'all, that Gervonta Davis and them had to switch it from the Toyota Center to Brooklyn, because it don't just work like that. It was, remember the whole venue issue, everything subjected to change. We just went through this. It's not that simple, because like I was trying to tell y'all, you can not only do UNLV play there. UNLV is a big school. I know it's not Alabama or Clemson, but UNLV is a D1 top Big Five.
That's a big ass school.
That's a big ass school. You understand what I'm saying? And it's connected,
and there's the revenue they bring in.
And it's connected to the Las Vegas Raiders on top of that. That is the beginning of the Raiders football season as well. So if you didn't do it that weekend, it'll be hard to switch it to another weekend for UNLV. UNLV have to have incentive to move their football game. They already getting more money than Turkey can offer them. to switch it because Turkey would have to offer them all of the money for them to give the ticket sales back, refund people for their hotels and all of that funding. He would have to, if he wanted to fund that ticket, he would have to fund the whole thing. Not saying that the Arabs ain't got the money. They got the money to do it. But I'm just saying until UNLV, it ain't, forget what Turkey say, forget what Canelo say. They don't control that. If UNLV say we're not moving our home game, that's just what it's going to be.
And then you also notice another thing. A lot of times when fights are announced, they let you know what the official ticket seller of the fight is going to be and where you can find the tickets. Have they done that yet?
No, because there's no tickets there's no real tickets for sale.
Man, these people out here, are crazy. Speaking of ticket sales, Berlanga and Shiraz, or is it Shakur and Zepeda? Whatever it's called, boxing flop 3. They call it ring 3. We call it flop 3. Hey man, they're gonna cut out half the arena on that. Them tickets ain't selling. And people is catching on to Shakur's lies because this man don't stop.
Why the tickets ain't selling.
Yes, it is. No, this man was on here.
Hold on. The tickets ain't selling because it's at Louis Armstrong Stadium, and in order to get there, you have to take like 2 trains. You got to take 2 buses and catch a cab. It's like it's in the worst places you could possibly put a fight in New York City.
What a wonderful world.
Yeah, because that's what Matt from Brunch Boxing said. He's like, it's not selling because nobody's gonna go there. You know what I'm saying? They said the location in the stadium sucks, so people don't want to go there because you got to go through all kind of shit to get there.
Hey, Fanon, can I say this? Cantrell said something in the comments too that nobody thinking about. Y'all know what all that NIL money in the transfer portal. Cantrell, thank you because I forgot about that. UNLV, y'all just signed a lot of people from other top schools. So they looking forward to this season on top of that. They trying to actually make some noise this season too. They got a lot of top profile names that transferred to UNLV because they not getting time at Alabama or Texas or wherever.
Let me ask you a question, Dean. Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so say Turkey pays $100 million for that stadium for that day. $100 million fee. Do you know why? What would you do if you were in the NCAA and you were in UNLV for the next 5 or 6 seasons that you're giving them money on a consistent basis? You're going to kick me out for a guy that comes for one time just to blow money and fuck over my entire system? Dude, they're not going to do it for that reason alone because they're going to want to renew their contract. They're going to want to renew their contract with somebody that is very predictable and repeatable with their money. Okay, they know that that those games are gonna sell out, and they'll sell out for the next 20 years. But they're gonna ruin a relationship with UNLV, who, by the way, isn't that a newly built stadium, Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah, Allegiant. Yep, it's new. It's beautiful too.
They built that fucking stadium, that football stadium, for UNLV and for the Raiders. But you're gonna kick them out for Turkey?
Because think about it, exactly. If it was the Raiders game, we wouldn't even be having this question. You see how simple it is? If this was the Raiders, just because it's UNLV, UNLV is a major school, y'all, in America, especially in Nevada. It's by far the most popular school in that state. So then you got state funding that y'all forget about. It's students that go there, y'all.
I forgot. That's a fucking state school.
State school. For now, it's not that simple.
They got a contract with the state.
Y'all, people don't think that's why it's not available. So I don't care what Turkey say until UNLV says we are not having this football game on September 13th. Then that's just what it's going. It's not. They're not moving it because of that. They're just not doing it. It's no different than people was like, well, why Gervonta can't fight at the Capitals arena? Because the Capitals had a game that day. That's why he couldn't fight there. Boxing is not more popular than college football. Oh yeah, Fernand, that's the other thing. TV contracts, people.
Yeah.
TV, NCAA just signed like
sponsorship contracts.
Sponsorships from commercials, and it's not that simple, y'all. Do you know how many people Turkey will have to pay off for this?
Half the United States.
But my thing is, Phoenix and Fanon, I'm confused about why even bring it up until you have that figured out. Like, I don't even understand what's the point of saying it's going to be there, and then you haven't even figured out if it's going to be there or not. That part don't even make sense to me.
I know what it is. In business, they call that the self-reference criterion, where you go to a new area to do business and keep on thinking to work the same way that it do back at home. And then you find out, oh no, it ain't the same. There's some different shit going on here. That's what they doing. Turkey's still thinking that things work the same way it do for him back in Saudi. And then, like I said, I hope this fight flops. I hope don't nobody turn on Netflix that day. And I hope Netflix have all their camera crews and all that, they messed up and like that would be karma for them. That would be karma for them. But I'm about to hop off, so I'll say this one thing, man. You know I can't come on here without a little bit of hate.
No,
so you know this dude Shakur, man, talk about Zepeda. I remember everything you said, and I hit harder than you. What? He said, "Don't be surprised, Zepeda. I hit harder than you." I said, "Nah, Shakur. We seen that weak baby punch you threw and then broke your hand in that last spine clip. We seen that. Not heard nobody with them punches." And then he talking about being mad that Zepeda was telling the crowd, shush, be quiet. It's like, nah, I saw that and I knew that I had to crush him. Man, this dude Shakur, like, do he not remember that face-off that he's talking about? He did not say one word to Zepeda when they was face-to-face. When Zepeda was turning around to say shush, he was talking to Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields was sitting there in the crowd yelling up at Zepeda instead of Shakur talking. Shakur let Clarissa talk for him at that moment. And he ain't started saying nothing until Zepeda had already walked off halfway across the stadium or halfway across the stage. Now he talking about he got to come crush the dude. Man, this guy Shakur, the closer we get to this fight, the more he start capping. Like, I swear, he talking about we're going to see something different. He's crushing Zepeda. He's going to annihilate him. He remember everything that Zepeda done be saying. He's going to stop Zepeda because Turkey came out and tweeted he'll be sad if Shakur and Shiraz lose because he got big plans for them. He's saying it's going to ruin his plans. I'm like, man, he really bold after what we seen in that Carlos Adames fight, telling people to score and everything. He's like, yeah, I don't want my plans to be ruined. Man, I hope all his plans get ruined for the remainder of the year. And even the years after that, because the sooner he out of boxing, man, I tell you, I think it'll be good once he's gone. I don't know who I want to leave boxing first, him or the Haneys, but it's a close one at this moment.
Turkey.
I say that.
Haney's got some comedic relief. You can see because Devin Haney fights. At least he does that. He actually does fight.
I mean, he didn't last time, but maybe he get back. He get back again. Maybe it's like in baseball, what they call it, like the yips or whatever.
Yeah, the yips.
Maybe that's what Devin got. But nah, man, like the landscape of boxing right now has been disappointing. Like real talk, like for real. It's been disappointing to me. I'm glad that we're seeing some fighters come back. Man, I was glad to see Jamal Charlo come back. It looks like Nikita Bobby is getting ready to come back. I don't know if you remember him, White Chocolate. He was fighting at 160, and I think he moved up to 168. I know he had took some time off, but I think he's coming back. We got Deontay Wilder coming back. So, some of these fighters I like watching, man, I'm glad to see them coming back. And, I hope that, they get back to where they was. Like, shoot, I want to see Blair Cobb back in the ring, too, because I don't think he's been up in there, since he knocked Broner's tooth out. But it would be nice to see him get back in, too. Like, man, there's those fighters that's coming back and then up and coming fighters. I'm happy about that. But like the people who's there right now, man, I don't know. It's looking grim. It's looking grim. I don't like it. I'll say that. I'll catch y'all later.
I like Brian Norman Jr., man. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I decided I'm getting excited about Brian Norman Jr., man.
I like it. Hey, my dad seen that knockout of Sasaki. He said, "Dang." Like, he was like, "Man, is that guy gonna be okay?" Like, yeah. He liked that. He seen that. But yeah, man, that I'm hoping that they get that fight worked out with the Haneys. Everything can go down. I think what they say was November they was looking at.
Yep, that's what they said. I think so.
So
Man, they lying, man.
Hey, they wised up because originally they were saying Devin gonna fight on August 16th, the same date as Tank.
Man, Bill out here
that's what they
saying
were
that they
saying.
signed the contracts and they ain't sent nothing. If Bill or Brian Norman Sr. say it, I don't believe it. I'll believe it when Eddie Hearn or somebody else announces this fight. But until then, I don't believe it. I don't believe it a bit. I got to see it to believe it. Because Bill already said that he sent the contract and got caught lying about that already. You got to stop this, Bill. You got to stop, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, God,
hey, that's why I was saying I hope they get him up out of there. That's because the sooner that Bill is gone, the sooner that stuff can stop. Because like that's the part that's always got me about them. I don't see why it's necessary to lie on all these other people like that. I don't see why it's necessary. Like what? They ain't seen nobody promote themselves in any other way before. Like think about it. Think about it. The most successful pay-per-view stars that we've seen in boxing. Because we know that's what it is for Bill. He want to get Devin up there so Devin can make that money. Right? We know what it is. That's all they looking for. Whatever pay they like. Man, how many fighters who was known for being the most the highest attractions in the sport had to do the level of lying and belittling other fighters that Bill and Devin is doing? None.
Hey, Phoenix, he lied so much. How do you sign a contract more than once, Bill?
Man, not just that. Man, you see his last tweet last night? He said he got 20 niggas looking at one pan. So what, 20 people ducking you at once, Bill? 20 people
Phoenix,
is ducking you at once?
somebody answer this. How do you sign a contract more than one time?
Because he put Willie in at first. He had to go back and put the Willie in.
Hey, Bill just be saying stuff. No, I done signed papers before. I ain't never had to sign something 3 times. That's all I'm saying, Bill. That's how I know you're lying right there. Like, yo, but I'm about to hop up off here, man. Y'all continue to cook, man.
I'm hopping off too. About to go into this meeting for work.
Yes, sir.
I'll be listening in.
All right, man. Man, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. I'm trying to give me 1 second, man. Where in the hell? All right, I got it now. Hold on. I'm sorry. All right, cool. Yeah, look, y'all know that's full of shit, okay? Let's just get right to it, bro. Pull-Up Banner said, no, the Haneys can stay. Devin got to get sparked out many times at 147. Man, you trying to look for the downfall of Devin Haney, man. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat or cash app, man. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, man. And again, hey, to my guy, definitely Dean, thank you for coming by, and my condolences on the loss of your on the loss of your grandmother. No, Devin can stay. Kamal Oz says, only fights for Haney are Blair Cobb and Brian Norman Jr. Yep, that's about it, because he's just not a draw. You know, Norman called him on the call, and then both came back later and said, yeah, the contract is done. Lying ass dudes. Yeah, but they not mean signing the contract. You know, look, we keep flipping over this verbiage. I know one thing for sure. Canelo Alvarez is not fighting at the Allegiant Stadium. And I don't know what in the world kind of cocky attitude you got, brother, that would make you think that you're going to move the UNLV running Rebels up off of their date. Bud is a complete moron. A coward, is always clever but never smart. He tries to cute He tries to cute but overlooked Errol, but one day he's gonna pay for his shiesty disposition. Oh, absolutely he will. Absolutely he will pay for his shiesty disposition. Everybody does, man. You know, you pay for it little, you pay for big. According to these other draws, Dev is a bigger draw than Boots. I don't think Devin is a bigger draw than Boots. I think Devin is about the same draw as Boots. Devin is like, I mean, you know, when has Devin has not been the A side on a fight for a minute. Has he? When was the last time Devin was the A side on a fight? Oh, I guess it was Regis Prograde. So nah, bro. Devin's fighting on undercards. So I don't know why you would say Devin is a bigger name than Boots, because Devin is fighting on undercards. Devin doesn't have any belt. Devin's fighting on undercards. The last fight that he fought on, the last fight that he had, lost tens of millions of dollars. I don't think Devin Haney's ever had a fight that's turned a profit. So I don't know. Well, he's well known. He's more well known than Boots. At least he may be. You know, because Bozy Ennis is. See, but I'm going to tell you right now, the problem with Bill Haney is Brian Norman Sr. might very well just be a real trainer. Brian Norman Sr. can fight. I know that for sure because he beat my guy Greg Hackett in an exhibition. So I know he can fight. For now, that's some BS. Boots had the Atlantic City Boardwalk looking like 4th of July weekend in April. Oh, for real? So yeah, I mean, look, man, we all know there's a difference between Devin and Jerron. The biggest difference between Devin and Jerron is that Jerron is the real deal. Every fan Jerron got because Jerron can fight. Let me maybe be more accurate. The vast majority of Jerron Ennis's fans, he earned because they said he can fight. A large number of Devin Haney fans were earned because his daddy can talk. A large number of people are there because his daddy can talk and his daddy can scheme and his daddy can try to be the puppet master. You know, assistant. Devin is what would I call that? Okay, so Turkey Al-Sheikh is trying to be the puppet master, and Bill Haney is like the junior puppet master. You know what I mean? He's like the puppet master specifically for like the black community. Because don't nobody outside the black community give that man any time anyway. Yeah, the marionette. Bill boxed professionally until he got locked up. Bill Haney dude, seriously, bro. Don't let me get wrong with you, bro. Don't let me throw you out, bro. Bill Haney did not box professionally. No, he did not. So I think I got to get you up out of here, homie. I'll just delete the comment. Any more misinformation, bro? I got to get rid of you, man, because there's way too much misinformation, dog, going on around in the world, and especially going on around in boxing. Fanon, which would be bigger, Boots versus Brian Norman or Devin versus Norman Jr.? Boots versus Norman Jr. Boots versus Norman Jr. Because Jerron is that right there would have been a 3-fight unification fight. Oh, okay. Thank you, Poe Pounder. He says so. He says, okay. Thank you. I didn't see that, man. My bad. POI Pounder Northwest. I'm sorry if I did you dirty, man. Did not want to do you dirty. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer the Boots fight because that's that's a unification fight. And plus, it's going to sell out in Philly. And Brian Norman, they can go to Atlanta. Brian Norman, by getting that belt and looking good, Brian Norman should start being able to sell out in Atlanta. You saw that Gervonta was able to sell well in Atlanta. Oxhill said, I'm in Vegas right now. No advertising for the Canelo Bud fight whatsoever. Jamal Scott Bay. What up, man? He said, check. I just sent you an article. Okay, for sure. I got a better question. What's a bigger fight? Boots versus Virgil or Brian Norman Jr. versus, Boots versus Virgil Ortiz. Boots versus Virgil Ortiz. That's the Sun, man. That ain't real. Venue is to host Raiders game in UNLV Rebels. Allegiant Stadium will be the center of the sporting world this September. The home, da-da-da-da-da. The venue will stage, da-da-da, on. It will be the first combat to ever. It's just all da-da-da. They're citing Ring Magazine. The Sun, look at this shit. The Sun is quoting Ring Magazine. Ring Magazine is Turkey al-Sheikh. Get the fuck out. I mean, no, look, I thank you for sending me that, Wally Scott Bay. Nah, I ain't buying that, bro. These dudes, why lie? Why do you lie so much? Can we please back up the lion a little bit? Can we back up off the lion just a little bit, man? Just a little bit. Can we? Okay, look, I know you guys are addicted to the lion. Can we just back off the lies just a little bit? Just a little bit. Can we back off of them? For a little while. Can we take a break from these lies you're telling? Do you see how complex this lie is that they're telling? Allegiant Stadium still has tickets available. There's no advertisement for Canelo Alvarez versus them in Vegas. Were they in Vegas? I despise liars and thieves. I mean, VA Belts Beauty said the lying is embarrassing. To be honest, lying is a sin. I mean, it's so bad. You guys are lying to manipulate people's opinions. You're lying and using the media to affect individual negotiations with people. You guys are just putting that shit out there in the media, hoping Canelo Alvarez believes it. Canelo Alvarez, this guy probably has no intention, nor did he ever have intention on having that fight in front of 90,000 people or 80,000 people in Allegiant Stadium. I'm sorry, the football game is going to be there. It's already scheduled. That was the only article I found, too. Now that I think of it, yeah. And they're quoting Ring Magazine. The Sun is a tabloid, a UK tabloid. The Sun is a UK tabloid. So, hey, does anybody remember when they released Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view numbers through PR.com? That is public relationship. Yeah, they lie just to be lying. Nah, I'm telling you, I think they manipulated Canelo Alvarez into taking that contract by promising him that there was going to be a fight in Saudi Arabia, and then the next fight was going to be in the 16th, was going to be back in Vegas. But they're not going to do it. They're just going to screw Canelo. So Canelo didn't get the Jake Paul fight. They just screwed him so that he wouldn't do the Jake Paul fight, so that Canelo would fight with him. Man, my God, man. And you guys are still trying to convince people about cryptocurrency. And let me tell you something. For everybody that said about the cryptocurrency, just because the U.S. Department of Education said to prepare the loans, Eli Lilly, to accept cryptocurrency to pay your mortgage, all that means is that they're going to try to tank the fucking economy. I'm still taking my money. I don't care. You're still not paying me in cryptocurrency. I want my money. Unless they write legislation that says that you cannot pay your mortgage through money, I ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. May Kendrick said our hometown champion Norman Jr. is the real is the real deal since Evander Holyfield. Yep. I'm happy for Atlanta, man. I'm happy for that young man. I'm happy for that young man's father. And I'm not going to, and there's a big difference, just so you know. From what I've seen, there's a difference between Brian Norman Sr. and Bill Haney. I have yet to see blatant unnecessary lying. I mean, blatant unnecessary lies. You just lying just because the shit comes out your mouth so easy. I can understand if you obfuscate a little bit. You know, you say, yeah, he's ready to fight now, but you know, you're like, really, I got to. But look, man. Yeah. Anyway, somebody go on and say they haven't seen it at Allegiant and he'll kick him off the show. I mean, good for him. I have no idea how you guys listen to these people. And I'm done talking about him because he's just one of many. Just one of many. One of many. I guess they don't remember how Canelo left Oscar because the shit looked like this and cheating him out of money. Look, Canelo Alvarez is part to blame for this, man. Cardini says, you said you tripping. What are you tripping on? Yeah, I mean, Brian Norman Sr. seems like he keeps it 100. I could get to a legitimate, honest conversation. I can have a legitimate, honest conversation with Brian Norman Sr. at which point in time, during which time, I never believe he's lying to me. Hey, Arena. What's going on, Arena? I hope you're doing, Arena. Well, Arena. Oh, your last post. Let me go back to it. Oh, yeah. No. Look, man. That fight's not going to be at Allegiant Stadium. I don't know why you guys want to have stadium fights in the United States. There's no need to have a football stadium fight in the United States, man. There's really not. There's really not. Oh, you just want to have a bunch of people in there for the environment. Until you find out he's lying. I mean, seriously, that's with anybody. Look, I don't ask like Vito Corleone said. I don't care about things that don't concern me. I don't care about things that don't concern me. So, hey, what up, Phenomenal Noob? He said, how many times the Haney fan base going to keep falling for the same lies and bullshit from William Haney and son? At some point, it becomes a skill issue. Hell yeah. It becomes a skill issue on their part. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. The phenomenal Shane. Okay, that was not for me. Shout out to the man. Thank y'all so much for your support. Look, I got to tell you something. I'm gonna get out of here at 9. In case y'all want to jump up on here, man. I'm gonna get out at an hour and a half today, and I want to say everything, man. Thank you to everybody that said prayers to my dad. For my dad over the weekend, man. Just so you know, my dad had a stroke last. I think it was last Saturday. My dad had a stroke last Saturday over the weekend, and he's 88 years old, and it's the second time he's had a stroke. But he survived, and he's like up, and he's talking, and he's moving around, and like it's just he basically made like what I would consider to be so far it's been a miraculous recovery. So thank you to everybody that said prayers and showed concern for my dad. May Kendrick said Juneteenth was legendary. It put Brian Norman Jr. in the discussion. Stardom is undeniable now. The South has something to say. Yeah. Now, see, Brian Norman Jr., as long as Brian Norman Jr. gets Atlanta together, then Brian Norman Jr. can be a big star, man. Dean by any means say praise to you, to your pops for now. Thank you, man. Yo, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. If that means all praises due to Allah, all praises due to Allah. And everybody, man, because I'm like, I spent the night with my dad last night. And it's kind of like, he's still loopy. So, he's tired. It was obviously put his body through a lot, but my dad's a really tough guy, man. So thank you to everybody that prayed, man, for me. And I apologize that I ain't really been on my boxing game lately. I've been a little bit, preoccupied with other things, but I'm still trying to keep it together. Hunter Young, so we are taking knockout a C-level fighter as something to come up. I mean, yeah, I'll take it, Hunter Young. Yeah, let him knock out a C. He got 2 knockouts in a row. It's his title defense. Yeah, I'm happy for Brian Norman. You know what I mean? Phenomenal Noob said these ninjas been running the same play every 5 business days since the Russell fiasco, framing people for ducks because the son not like that. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Say it again, Phenomenal Noob. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. They're running the same play every 5 business days since the Russell fiasco, framing people for ducks because the son's not like that, bro. And they're going to frame this man for a duck. They're going to frame this man for a duck. Watch. Brian Norman said this. Brian Norman said, and it doesn't matter what Brian Norman Sr. says. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're going to manipulate the situation, man. And now we got a conversation. Devin's name's back in the headlines. Turkey, give Devin another payday. We managed to get Devin's name in the headlines again by lying and scheming, and we'll see. I don't have any problem. I have no doubt that Brian Norman Jr. is not afraid of a pity pat punching Devin Haney, even though it'd be a good fight. Hey, Phenomenal Noob said, salute everybody. I'm driving, so I can't get to everybody. LaMarcus Robinson, what up, man? Yeah, man. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more again, see if anybody wants it, because man, I'm so appreciative of you guys coming here every day, man. Thank you for continuing to ride with me, man. Thank you. Salute OG. What up, Curly J? Hey, I mentioned you in a video today, Curly J. Mentioned you in a video, dog. What is this? Oh, I don't know what that is. That was a ring. Everybody's ducking something that ain't true. So I guess Bill is kind of right. Everybody is ducking something that ain't true. Exactly. So I guess Bill is kind of right. Yeah, Bill's running the same play over and over and over and over and over again. And he's going to try to kickstart it, claim he's from the streets. The dude has been living in a mansion for the last 30 fucking years, but he's from the streets. Let me repeat. Bill Haney's boxing record is 0-1 on boxing record. Is it? Hold on, man. I got to go see. Please let it really be on there. He got a box record as a trainer. Nah, they sparred like 8 times over the. Who is that? Nah, I know he fucking with me. Because Bill would have, because it'd be 1-0. Because Bill would have won the fight. Bill would have bought the fight. Norman is a nightmare for Haney because he ain't slow and he definitely ain't flat-footed either. No, he's not. And he'll clip you with that left hook. But nah, seriously, man, where's my guy Hunter Young? Yeah, honestly, man, I got to get high on Brian Norman, okay? I got to get more fighters that I really like, man, so I'm getting behind Brian Norman. I'm getting behind Brian Norman Jr. Man, we got to get more American black fighters, man. And since Errol ain't fighting, I'm going to go, okay, Brian, I need you to take Errol's spot, bro. I need you to fight all these guys. I need you to be whooping up on these dudes. and get that 147 pounds, man, and be like Errol 2.0 or some shit like that. That's what I'm looking for out of Brian Norman Jr., man. That's me anyway. Who uses regular straws? Y'all are out here clowning, man. But look, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. Thank you guys for supporting, man. Really, 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 really. We in this boxing grind. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you to Brian Norman Sr. for coming by the channel. Appreciate you, brother, for stopping by. Bud Crawford 2.0. No, 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 no. I don't need no Bud Crawford 2.0. No. I need Errol 2.0. No, 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 no. There's a reason I said Errol 2.0. I don't need no I don't need no redos on Terrence. Hell no. Terrence is a good fighter, a great fighter. But outside the ring, no. The dude is more shady. The dude is shady as shit. I don't want to have to wonder whether or not Brian Norman Jr. is juicing or not. Okay? Brian Norman, I don't want to know. Terrence Crawford is innocent until proven guilty, bro. But for real, he said, Mo said, we with Bob. Hey, Curly J said, I appreciate you, OG, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. So much, Curly J. Andy Gill said, Bill Haney's 15-0 in these streets. I started looking this. Think Bill is telling us he's 5.0 and he's 5.0 to police. Oh, he said, he's 50-0 in the street. He's 5-0 in the streets. He's a snitch. You've been known he's a snitch. You've been known he's a snitch. Been known that. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Deuces.